Hello. I have an interview today with Elizabeth, and I am in Ramsgate, and this is her beautiful courtyard. And we are going to do a very, very brief video on the child-free and antinatalist movement. And I'm going to ask her some questions. And she's already told me that she has been married twice, and she's decided to remain child-free. At one point, there was some pressure to conceive by her first husband. And in the way of bullying, actually. By remaining child-free, I'm sure this has advanced your life, Elizabeth. What path has your life taken in lieu of having kids?
I feel that my life has been, and is continuing to be, far more beneficial to the world without burdening it with any more human beings, which we don't need. There are how many billion little miracles in the world? I've been able to do what I wanted to do, be a happier person, and I've worked all over the world. I now have my house, my car, my life. I don't owe anyone anything, and no one owes me.
And very good. And, you know, you didn't bring anybody into the world that you have to worry about.
I don't have to worry about them, and they don't have to worry about me.
True, and that's a big relief on both sides.
Exactly. There's nothing worse than someone being pressurized into looking after someone.
Exactly.
They have their own life to lead, and their path may be different.
Very good. If you had kids, can you imagine how it would have stifled your life?
Yeah, I can imagine. And I don't think I would be very happy. I don't think everyone is cut out to be a mother, no matter what we are told from childhood, no matter what socialization goes on. Not all of us have that instinct. And I've met many women in their 60s, 70s, 80s who wish they'd never had children.
Many, many regretful mothers. The internet is full of examples of mothers who have regretted parenthood and motherhood.
And they have suffered, their partners have suffered, their children have suffered, and will continue to suffer.
Very good. I totally agree. When you see children in public today, what do you think about the way they are being parented?
I think that the style of parenting now, when I was a child, I would never have been allowed to run around screaming, shrieking, back-chatting, destroying things, tormenting animals, just being a nuisance. We were told, sit down and be quiet. If you don't, then you go to your room.
Yes, there's no respect for public spaces, is there?
There's no respect for public spaces. I'm not saying all parents, because I do see the odd, very odd example of those who make their children behave, learn some discipline, which you need to learn, and grow up knowledgeable and, you know, balanced. But letting a child have their own way all the time is like letting a dog have their own way.
Exactly.
They have to be trained.
It's enabling bad behavior, isn't it?
I think encouraging and the entitlement that they should be the first because they have children.
Exactly.
No.
Now, Elizabeth, here is the golden question. Who's going to take care of you in your old age?
Well, it's a very valid question, because who's going to take care of the millions of parents who thought their little miracles would and who have predeceased them? My mother has at least 3 friends whose children have died in their 50s. They're in their 80s. Or whose children have emigrated, gone to Australia, Canada, America, anywhere else. Or those whose children just don't plain see them for whatever reason. So you don't know, just because you have children, you shouldn't expect them to look after you. We are not living in the third world where this was a reason. We're not living in the Middle Ages where there was no welfare state. And I think most people who are childless, child-free, have got contingency plans for their old age. And
Contingency.
That
That's a
include-
very good idea. And you know, there are many parents in nursing homes that had children.
And who wants to be a burden on someone else?
Nobody. I can't fathom bringing a child into the world who would have to worry about my final years and stress about my care and my suffering.
Yeah, exactly. You're just passing on suffering again and again. It's a never-ending, self-perpetuating cycle.
But you know what? Life is uncertain for everybody, and many parents outlive their children, or have disabled children, or children who are busy with their own families.
Yeah, exactly.
So life is uncertain for child-free people, for child-ed people, parents, non-parents. What do you think is unfair about our natalist society and government?
Oh, well, look at it. You know, everywhere. Children eat free, children go for free, children travel half price. Well, they're still taking up a seat. And they make twice as much noise. And no one eats for free. We all pay for it in the end.
Exactly.
I pay my taxes. Where does the money go?
It doesn't go to your senior care, does it?
It doesn't go to my senior care. It goes to people who have child after child and think that their genes, their DNA is so important it has to be passed on. Well, I think it's time it stops.
Exactly, and that's globally. America, Europe, we're all subsidizing natalism.
Yeah, subsidising those who want to have children. Let us not forget, it's always I wanted.
Yes, it's a choice.
It's a choice. If you want them, you look after them. And don't tell me it takes a child to look after, a village to look after a child.
No.
Because that only applies when the natalist wants something.
Yes.
It doesn't apply when the child is disciplined by the village.
Absolutely not. They don't want discipline by the village. They want handouts by the village.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Now, we've been talking about child-free topics. Let's move on to one last question. What made you become an anti-natalist?
I never wanted children myself. Okay, fine, people might say that's a dog in the manger attitude. No. I look around the world. I see what's happening. I see the global decline in everything, the pollution, the political instability, at some point civilization is going to collapse. Now, why would you want to bring children into a world that is so polluted now, so pressurized, so dangerous?
Yes, the world is polluted. It's pressurized. It's polluted. It's full of crime, disease.
Why would you want to add to that problem? Because your little miracle may turn out to be a mass murderer. Someone's little miracle does.
Every criminal was once a baby and a child.
That's exactly the case. And everyone will die in the end.
Everybody's going suffer.
And suffer.
And suffer disappointment and trauma and
loss.
Loss is a very strong part of life.
For a start, they're going to lose their parents. And if not, then their parents are going to lose them.
Absolutely. And one or the other has to bury.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, you've got two beautiful little chihuahuas here.
I have, yes.
Do you want to pick them up and tell me their names? And
I have Olivia.
Oh, sweetie.
And I have Pedro.
We have Olivia and Pedro. And one thing that I forgot to ask Elizabeth was, what she has done for a living, or what she has done as her hobby. And she has been a doll creator and designer, and she has some wonderful dolls that she's created, and she actually spray paints the bodies, and she creates the hair, and she actually
styles it.
Styles the hair into mini chignons,
yeah,
and
French
ponytails. And they resemble a Barbie doll, but the design is actually much more intricate, and it's a softer hair than a Barbie doll. So anyway, I really appreciate this interview, and we are in Ramsgate, England, and we had a very full day today. We went to several beaches, and we went to a cemetery and an abbey, and we saw Dover.
The White Cliffs of Dover.
The White Cliffs of Dover. So anyway, this is a remarkable video, and I hope to do more. And it was wonderful. I appreciated you hosting me in your beautiful
Pleasure
home.
was all mine.
Okay. And thank you again for being child-free and an antinatalist. Okay.